I guess it's not too far-fetched to say that most of humanity dreams about living in some kind of post-apocalyptic world, and maybe that's due to TV shows such as The Walking Dead and The Last of Us. But today we're going to be talking about why humanity wouldn't survive a vampire outbreak. Now, let's be honest. If the events of the strain actually happen in real life, humanity wouldn't survive. These aren't the sexy vampires. These aren't misunderstood immortals with tragic backstories. No, these are weapons, biological tools built for infection, domination, and total species replacement. And the most terrifying part, unlike zombie outbreaks, pandemics, and alien invasions, the strain is one of the most scientifically plausible apocalypses we've ever seen on TV. Now let's talk about why. So the strain doesn't just begin with a creature, it also begins with a pathogen, a swarm of microscopic worms carrying an ancient vampiric master strain. They enter through the eyes, skin, cuts, bites, anything. And once inside, they don't just infect you, they rebuild you. Your bones shift, your respiratory system collapses, your throat restructures into a biological weapon, and your brain rewires itself into becoming a hive-minded predator. It's a complete biological takeover, like a mix between cordyceps fungus and rabies, but it's engineered to perfection. And if something like that ever happened in real life, the CDC wouldn't quarantine it, the WHO wouldn't classify it, they'd barely be able to understand what's going on before it spreads uncontrollably. Now as humans, we've built planes, ships, we have refugees and densely packed cities. Humanity built the perfect delivery system for its own destruction. And once a few people are infected, you've got outbreaks. So you might be asking yourself, when the spread occurs, what would society actually do? Well, at first, the news would downplay it, just like they do everything. Unidentified illnesses, unverified footage. Authorities investigate strange attacks, headlines that pass on daily news channels. And governments would lie. Of course they would, just like they lied during normal pandemics and epidemics. Now imagine what they would do about actual vampires. Then the social media footage leaks. People see something with no nose, no humanity sprinting at them down a hallway or down an alley. Nope. Panic would break news. Denial, conspiracy theories, religious hysteria, people claiming AI and CGI, other people claiming it's demons. But by the time the truth actually spreads, the Strigoi have spread also. Cities go dark, curfews fail, and hospitals overflow and collapse as more of the infected go to the hospital. Infrastructure would vanish almost instantly. Power plants, no workers, water systems abandoned. Internet, it's already fragile, but it would fail in a few days. Police officers would be overwhelmed and the military would be split between orders and saving their own family. Governments, they'd be all paralyzed by misinformation and blame. And the Strigoi, well, they would exploit every weakness due to the control of the master. They spread through bites, fluids, and the worms. Imagine trying to kill one of these things with a knife, only to get some of its blood to spill onto your body. And that's it, folks. You're already infected. Humanity doesn't stand a chance. And the worst thing about these vampires, once infected, they return to their loved ones to infect them also. So why would humans be exterminated? Well, humans are fragile, slow, loud, and easily panicked, and they depend on systems. And the Strigoi, well, they're the opposite. They're fast, coordinated, obedient to a hive mind controlled by the master. And worst of all, they're adaptable. They learn. Because of their control and their hive mind to the master, he can give them some of their humanity back, and they'd be able to learn, they'd be able to improve, and they'd be able to reorganize. You can't hide, they can smell you. You can't fight because their numbers would overwhelm you, and you definitely can't negotiate because they're not individuals, they're the extensions of a central intelligence. And here's where things get terrifying, folks. This is the part that the strain gets right. Humanity wouldn't crumble because of the monsters. We'd crumble because we turn on each other first, just like we always do. People would start looting, militia groups would form, cults would form, fake vampire conspiracy movements, people refusing to evacuate zones, people breaking quarantines, people attacking each other for their resources. The Strigoi are terrifying enough. Add human chaos to it, civilization collapses in just a few weeks. So I guess the next logical question is, could science save us? The short answer is no, and the long answer is still no, but here's why. In the show, UV and silver work. Sure, but try mass producing UV weapons and silver ammunition while factories are offline, power grids fail, workers flee and cities burn. Governments would also be collapsing. And even if scientists could find a cure, how do you distribute it? You'd need functioning labs, transport trucks, fuel, medical staff, international coordination, distribution pipelines, safety, electricity, security, uninfected territory to work for all of these things to form and to happen. But none of that would exist after weeks 2 and 3. And even if you had a cure formula on day 1, humanity wouldn't last long enough to use it. So what would society look like after? Well, imagine a post-strain world. No electricity, no running water, definitely no hospitals, no supply chain, no law, no government, cities as feeding nests, highways littered with abandoned cars, apartment buildings filled with these Strigoi so that they can shelter during the daytime, churches full of desperate survivors, cults forming around the master, warlords controlling food supplies, and families torn apart as the infection spread. The rich might hide in their bunkers, the poor definitely would die first, the military fractures, the elderly are abandoned, and children begin to disappear. Humanity would become a collection of scattered survivors, hiding in basements, tunnels, and daylight ruins, constantly moving, always starving, and always hunted. So would there be a final resistance? Maybe. Just maybe pockets of resistance form. Groups with UV lamps, stolen lab equipment, improvised weapons and solar generators. But they're not fighting back. They're trying to avoid extinction for one more day. In a real-life strain outbreak, the war wouldn't last decades. It would be over fast. Not a war, not a battle, not a struggle for dominance. It would be just an erasure, a biological replacement of one species by another. We wouldn't adapt fast enough, we wouldn't unite long enough, we wouldn't think clearly enough to survive. The strain is not a TV horror fantasy. It's a reminder of how fragile humanity really is. The strain shows one simple truth. Civilization looks strong, but all it takes is one worm to end the world. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and comment down below. What do you think would happen if the strain outbreak really occurred in our lifetime? I want to know what your opinions are. See you in the next video. Peace.